monkey here with this god-awful moustache, which will be gone by the time you watch this video. It is red, white and blue. Well, it was supposed to be red, white and blue, but it's sort of gone a bit funny now. Anyway, oh, get going, Landy. Get the window up. All right, we are heading down to the lower fields. I got some fencing wire in the back. You can see that. Oh God, it's still so wet in this field. Look, the Land Rover is even struggling, and that tells you something, isn't it? I'm heading down to where I patched up the fencing. Well, me and Farmer P put the fence down, and I put a couple of straining posts in the other week. I am literally grabbing an hour here and an hour there now in the daytime. You know, last time I think I said to you before, the thing about dairy farming, and any of the dairy farmers will know, is that it's a very busy time in winter. The cows are in, they've got to be fed and cleaned out and bed down and milked at least twice a day. You beef boys, you lucky men, you bed them down, you're probably done for the day. You're back inside watching Bargain by 10 o'clock, eh? Anyway, because of that, I struggle to get a lot of jobs done in winter, even though I love to do them. When my dad was alive, he would cover for me, but he's not around now. I miss him terribly for many reasons. Right, anyway, we're going on down here. I'm probably only going to get an hour in. I've got 2 rolls of wire with me. What I'm hoping to do, flipping it, they're heavy, is to roll them out. Oh, there's some grass in this field. Oh look, hang on. Let's see the deer. There's my problem. Where is it? Can you see it? Look at it. Beautiful thing. But look at it, it's probably going to go to that hedge in a minute. Where's it going? Go on, go through the hedge and show everyone what you do. Where's it going? It's not going to go through the hedge. Oh, my windscreen's all dirty. Where's it going? Christ, it's got some run on it, hasn't it? It's going to go through the gate, it's not stupid. Oh no, it's gone through the hedge. Oh, sorry, the windscreen's so dirty you could hardly see that. Could you see? There you go, there's my problem. You could see that, couldn't you? You legged it and it went straight through the hedge. You don't worry about anything, does it? Right, let's have a look. Park up and we'll have a look, and I'll show you. Probably find a deer hole where that one's been. Everybody out, Wing Commander, come on, let's say. I think many Wing Commanders had red in their moustaches. Right, let's have a look. So we're not too bad. You see what they can do? They'll just go through that gap there. Where are we? There's nothing. There's not an obvious one. I bet there is an obvious one up here soon. I've got a low battery light, so you never know. I can't remember what state the battery's in my camera bag I bought with me. I'll probably find that that's flat as well. And this might be as far as I get. There you go. There's a deer tunnel. Look at that. Now cows can see that and they'll think, oh, hello. I fancy a little trip through there into Reggie's oilseed rape. That looks yummy through there, doesn't it? If I was a cow, I'd be like, ooh, that looks nice. I fancy a bit of that. Oilseed rape that side. And then, bingo, I've got half the herd in the neighbour's farm. And believe me, the worst call anyone can get on a farm is, your cows are out! I know the neighbouring farmer, he's had his cows in the churchyard. And I've also done a neighbouring farmer, we thought it was ours, but it turned out the neighbours again. Got into Reggie's wheat a couple of years back, and about 11 o'clock at night we had to get them back. But ours have got out as well. It's not just the neighbours. It's the way it is. Cows like getting out, especially if there's someone leaves a gate open, if they've been poaching or something. Right, let's crack on with this then. Let's have a look at what we got. Right, here we are then. So, this is the barbed wire. And we can have a look on here. Oh. 2 life. Right, my battery went flat then, so I just had a bit of a break, but I'm back. and I'm back on it. Look, so we got 2 life, 100mm mild steel barbecue barbed wire. Okay, guaranteed lifespan 2 times longer than heavy galvanized. Well, it doesn't say what the lifespan of heavy galvanized is, so I have no idea what that is. What is the lifespan of barbed wire? It seems to last quite well, to be honest. Now, hopefully I can get that bar through there, and I can, it's heavy, but I can run it along. First of all, I've got to get it undone. There is, look, there's just this little bit of wire here. Where is it? Come on. Oh, that's fiddly. Where's that gone through? Oh, I see. It's like a little Mensa test. There you go, mustn't lose that. That would get in a cow's stomach and cause a problem. Right, so I think I'm just gonna tap that on there, and then I'm gonna run it down. Right, I got my big steel bar. Now the theory is, put that through the middle of the barbed wire reel, and then I just pull it along. Now obviously the trouble with that is, this is a heavy bar, that's a heavy reel thing. It's only when I get to the far end it actually gets lighter. Right, let me just sort this out then. We'll put this into the middle. Oh, gotta be strong in this game, no point in messing around. Oh. Oh. Ooh. There's some weight on that. To be honest, I did cheat. I didn't actually do it all in one go. I did stop for a little breather halfway through, but I didn't film my breather. Right, so that's 200 meters, and I've probably used just over half a roll, because let me just take this off the stand a minute. Right, it's on tripod. Right, so that's half a roll, but you've got to remember the middle bit's not as long, is it? Obviously the outer bit is the length, so I've probably done over half of that roll out. I wonder if that roll will go on down to the end there. Probably not. So I reckon it's probably maybe 1.5 rolls this entire length. Of course, if I was really clever, I could go on Google Earth and probably map this, and I could tell you how many meters it was just by putting little markers on it, but I can't be bothered. We'll work it out on barbed wire length, won't we? Right, I've left that there. Woo! Good to have a breather, isn't it? Flipping heck, that's heavy, that is. Right. Cool, blimey, this is why farmers generally are pretty fit people. Maybe I'm an exception. But, because you don't stop doing stuff, you're grafting all the time. It's just, you know, all this people. It's a funny world we got into, isn't it? Because, you know, the way the world's gone now, I'm not necessarily saying this is a bad thing, but people don't get enough exercise in their daily work, do they? So they pay to go to a gym and go and do a workout because I think the human body's, you know, really designed for working and running and jumping and stuff, isn't it? And yet the modern life is to just sit at a desk, isn't it? And the danger of that is, well, basically, and some of my friends are like this, is that let me just sit here. Get up in the morning, you have your breakfast, you walk to your car, which is sort of like 15 foot, drive to your work, so you sat down all there, you get out of your car, you walk from your car to your office desk, sit at a desk nearly 8 hours a day, and then you get in your car and drive back. So you're only walking, you're only doing, sorry, I'm distracted by a seagull, you're only walking, you could only be doing sort of 500 steps a day if you're not careful, isn't it? It's a weird world I don't understand really. I kind of like can't imagine what it must be like to go into an office and sit at a desk all day. You know, for me it is, well, sorry, I'm just going off on one here, I'll just stop for a breather. It is a weird one, isn't it? Because for me, I just walk I'm doing stuff all the time like this and that, and walking around the yard, and then when I get inside I want to sit down. And it's quite funny because when I'm not working I quite like sitting down inside. Well, not for very long, mind, because I'm always busy, but the concept of being inside all day, every day, it's hard to get my head around that. I better enjoy these times while I can, because you don't know what it's like. One day I might be that old man who sat inside all day, not be able to do things. I know some of you watch my channel actually. I know it's really nice when I get sort of a retired farmer or something commenting, because I know some of you, you know, I've got my own health issues, but nothing compared with what some of you have gone through or are going through, and some people just aren't able to get out and do things anymore. So, you know, sometimes I'm out here in the rain and I think, God, why am I bothering? But then you think to yourself, God, I am lucky to be out here, because I do really enjoy it. I mean, a job like this is graft, but I like it. I really like it. What is it about me and graft, eh? I do like graft. As I got older, people keep saying stuff like, why don't you get a machine to do this and a machine to do that? And I actually really enjoy the graft. I really do. And that was one of my biggest worries when I was in hospital, was I was really scared about whether I could carry on doing this job. God, that was what I was scared of more than anything, really. Could I carry on doing this sort of stuff? Because if I couldn't contemplate being inside all the time watching telly. God. Right, God, as I get older, you watch these videos, I do tend to go off on one, don't I? And just ramble. Life's about thinking about things, isn't it? Right, we've got staples now. Now then, look at this. If my kids would say, what's that, Dad? And I'll say, that's a Win 1 for a Pivy. Whatever a Win 1 for a Pivy is. My dad, it was really funny actually. When my dad was alive, when we were kids, we'd say, Dad, what's that? You know, about anything. Jim, what is that thing over there? And he'd go, that's a Win 1 for a Pivy. Now, there is no such thing, as far as I'm aware, there is no such thing as a Win 1 for a Pivy. It was just one of those expressions my dad used. And the thing is now, I do it now. I say, especially with Harry, when he says to me, Dad, what's that? I go, that's a Win 1 for a Pivy. And I hope he does it for his kids as well, because it's an expression. It's nice to have these expressions, isn't it? Silliness. Right, so this is a Win 1 for a Pivy, or a barbed wire strainer. Now this is homemade. Let me just show you this. Oh, I keep getting shots of my nostril. Let me just show you this. This is 2 bits of iron welded together, look. And can you see my bodging weld there? That's farmer weld there, look. But it's welding on galvanised, it isn't easy. There was a pin that went in it on the end of the wire, but I don't use that anymore. But all it is 2 bits of wire welded together. It's a wire bar welded together. And then this little slightly wider bit here, which, look, let me just show you. I'm sure you can buy something like this. Look, let me just go on there, and then we pull it round like that, and I can put a staple in now, look. That'll be nice and tight. I just whack a staple in there, and I'm holding that there. So that's what that is. It's a Win 1 for a Pivy, made by me. And the reason I made this one is I lost the original one which my dad made. How about that? Flipping typical. It must have fallen off the back of a trailer, so I ended up making this one. But it's a farmer fix, and farmer fixes are great. Right, let's get these staples in. Now we've got the staples here. Staples, you can buy these at Tesco? No, not Tesco. You can buy these at Hardware, Mole Valley, something like that. Look, these are just staples, and they just hold the wire into the stakes. galvanised staples. I'm running a bit low on these. A lot of these in here are a bit second hand, so you pull them out and you don't know whether they're okay or not. I need to sort them out really. There we go. Right, we'll get some of these in. Let's get cracking. Right, so first bit of wire in. Now the question is, how high do I put it on the stake? Well, I kind of use my judgment on that. Roughly about the height of a top of the legs of a cow really. So they'll walk up to that and they'll sort of go going through that. So that's the top stranded wire. Then the bottom one is probably 18 inches below that. So what I'm going to do is I'm using brand new wire for the top strand, and then I got some old second-hand wire which is left over from when I took a fence up on a neighbouring field which we rented, and they wanted the fence down, so I had the wire off it. That'd do for the bottom strand because it's not quite so important. The thing about the deer is interesting is that they ignore barbed wire. They've got very thick coat, like this flipping moustache. And they don't worry about the barbed wire, so this won't be a problem to them. But the only problem it will be is that they probably make it go a little bit slack, where they'll jump through the gap. They'll probably go under it and push the bottom one up and stretch the wire a bit. So the cows don't like it because obviously they haven't got the thick sort of. If you look at a deer, they've got a very thick, wiry coat. Cows, and probably for that protection, for that reason, because they're always going in through hedges and stuff. Cows don't have that. They have quite a thin hair on them and no real protection. Right, anyway, let's just stick this next one up. With me, win one for a pivy. Oh, I don't need to strain that, that's actually pretty good there. All right, next one. Well, that's flying through there. This is the thing, when you get on a good run on there, it's pretty good. I've only got about another half an hour, so a quarter of an hour probably down here. You know, I'll get back, but God, I keep looking in this picture here and I can see the slug on my lip. Harry's blue and Jack's red. Right, let's crack on. In fact, what we got? 1, 2, yeah. We're nearly done halfway already. Wow. See, I mean about second-hand ones. Look, that one's bent. Obviously been used before, and I've taken it out. I can straighten that out on top of the post before I put it on though. Quick tap on here. Oh, let's get off tripod and zoom in on the. Oh, look. Oh, well, while you're here, have a good look. If you're watching that on a 75-inch screen, I do apologise. Ah, right. So, look at that. We've got a run down there. Pretty good. It wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Trouble is trying to film it and do it. It's not as easy, right? I had a bit of a wobble down here, so. I've forgotten about this down here. This one here, if you notice, it's in a lot higher than that post there. So we're coming up here and then the posts suddenly go higher. And there's a reason for that. This is really rocky under here. And there's one that we'll have a look in a minute. There's one snapped off up there. This one is actually cracked here. It's just enough. And that post isn't in the ground very firm. I wanted to put that below the crack in case that snaps off ever. So it's a little bit lower than the rest. And if we come on up, you'll see what the problem we had, because Ian was trying to whack them in, and of course you don't know where the stony ridge is. Look, that one went in and then it snapped. And they seem to snap where the knots are. There's a knot there, of course there's a weak spot. Oh, it can stay in the ground. What am I going to do with it when I pull it out? Right, but so that one's... I don't think that one's too bad. Well, it's a bit wobbly, but hey ho. These are alright actually. When you get up here, these are good and firm. That's alright. And that one, look, my special tri steak. Everyone laughed at, but that's alright. I ain't going anywhere. Right. Let's have a look down here. So, I think I probably need to cut that out of there a bit with the billock. And then run the wire on down there. Let's have a look at the time. So I'll probably just whack that. I'm going to get a Land Rover up here and just whack that off, and then we can run that down there. Whew. I just thought I'd have thought actually I can put those in the gap down there, which is where the deer come through. I'll just trim these out. They're going down there. Let's gather them up. I haven't got a fork with me, which is annoying. Let's get these down. Try not to scratch my face off. They've got blooming big thorns on them. Let's get them down in that gap down there. Yeah, there's a big gap there. I've already chucked some bigger branches in. It's not a permanent fix. You really need to plant some hedging plants in there. And hopefully I might get some hedging plants. If I get time later in January, Feb, I will. And I've got to do the hedge trimming anyway. But looks like I've got tomato ketchup on this side, doesn't it? Yeah, I hope we put some hedging plants out there. Take my advice though, people, if you're thinking of doing hedging, don't ever get blackthorn. Don't ever put blackthorn in your hedge. You want a hawthorn really for hedging. Don't do blackthorn unless you're really after sloes for your sloe gin, because I'll tell you why, it is a flipping nightmare on this farm, the hawthorn. I mean, you just see, let me just put that down. You've just seen the bit I've just chopped off. Okay, so when I planted that tree there 20 years ago, that was the edge of the hedge, and you see how it's grown out. I've cut it off. But look at this. Look at this. This is blackthorn suckers coming out into the hedge. I said about it in the previous video. Right down there, look, you can probably just make out a right mess. And if you leave these will grow up. The cattle don't eat them because of the thorns on them. Look, they've got thick spikes. That punch your cow's tongue, so they don't eat them off, and eventually your hedge will just creep. And it's constant battle. They run suckers underneath the hedge, and luckily I haven't got much blackthorn on the farm, only a few hedges. Just down this lower area, for some reason, is all blackthorn in this hedge, and a couple over there. Everywhere else is elm or hawthorn. Trust me, if you're planting a hedge, put hawthorn in. There's a farmer tip for you. Otherwise, well, fair enough. If you want to have a hedge that ends up being 12 metres wide, then good luck. Right, I think I'm done for the day now. That's knackered me out cutting that bit off. I could run that down there, but you know, it's late enough. I got to get back, got to help finish the milking off. This is it. Sun's setting over there, look. It's actually a really nice, look at that, how the clouds sit on the sun there, look. Isn't that nice? Hey, got a bit of music on that, doesn't it? Right, let's load up. Oh, well, that was good. I feel quite pleased. I got a fair stretch done there, but also I'm looking at the grass, wondering whether I might put a few dry cows back down here rather than keep them in. It's so mild, you see. The ground's firm in this bit of the farm. They could come out here. I could have 3 out here and probably just let them graze a little bit of it. I don't know. I'll have a think about that. It's God, there's a good sort of 4 inches of grass here. I mean, that's why it was too late, annoyingly too late on the for the heifers with that bit of fencing, but that was what I was going to do. I was going to graze the heifers down here before we brought them up, so hey ho. Right, let's crack on. See you soon. Cracking on with the fencing. Don't stop me now, because I'm singing like a bad man. Ooh, bit of a slide there on the Land Rover there through that gateway. Ooh. I did spin a Land Rover once in the snow. That was quite scary. Got a bit too cocky. Put the brakes on. Woof. Did a donut in the road. It's alright in the end though. Right, anyway, crack on. See you soon.